mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349. That's 304-579-7349. Or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
It's the best rivalry in the EPAC in high school boys basketball. Martinsburg and Hedgesville do battle this evening live from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse here at Martinsburg High School. I'm Nick Verzolini. Alongside me is Colin McLaughlin on the Sunset Water Services countdown to tip-off. John Allerton and Dylan Bishop are our cameramen. And back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Colin, this is a great rivalry. These two teams obviously just about 8 miles apart, and they've been playing each other a very long time. Two legendary head coaches on each side, and Dave Rogers for Martinsburg and Kelly Church for Hedgesville. And the earlier game this year, though, didn't really live up to the hype. So tonight we're hoping for a much closer game between these two teams.
Yeah, last year the three meetings were all within 1 or 2 possessions of each other when it came down to the wire in the final score. And then when it was in Hedgesville this year, it was a 15-point game, and at no point throughout that game did you really feel like Martinsburg was in it. And hopefully this time around at home, Martinsburg has the intensity of the crowd in the field house on their side to be able to compete with Hedgesville, even though on paper, Hedgesville still clear and above the better team tonight. Yes, they got upset by Musselman last week, and that kind of set some red flags for us with Hedgesville, but we learned some things from that game, even though don't want to take away the fact that Musselman won it. But King's no longer on this Hedgesville team. Barclay was sick. Tonight, he's healthy, and I feel like they still have enough guys to get the win tonight.
Yeah, and just talking to Coach Church, he didn't really give me much information besides, unfortunately Elijah King is no longer with the program. So Hedgesville will have to play without him moving forward, and he's been one of their best players. You look at the Eagles, though, in that last game, Hedgesville, Martinsburg took each other on, and as you mentioned, Hedgesville got the win. Stephon Barkley led the way, so having him at full strength is going to be important tonight. He had 15 points in that win for the Eagles. Jackson West had a good game as well, poured in 11 points. On the Martinsburg side, Avion Blackwood led the way with 13. LaQuay Clark had 10. And then everybody else really struggled to get anything going. We saw Chase Shipley start to heat up late in that one, finished with 7 points. Whitby with 5. But Martinsburg was down early and never really settled in to that ball game earlier this year. So, looking back on how Hedgesville started, it was 17-6 at the end of the first quarter in favor of the Eagles. And at halftime, it was 30-19. While Martinsburg had a better second quarter, really put themselves behind with the start to the ball game that they got into. And in this JV game right now, we're tied at 39 with about 1:30 to go in the contest between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. So the JV game living up to the rivalry, and we'll see how this one plays out here tonight. But at least based on what we've seen so far this season, Colin, it seems like Martinsburg's been able to play up to its opponents in every game except for this Hedgesville game. They played 2 close games against Spring Mills. First game against Jefferson was close, not so much the second one, but they've had moments in every game against a big-time opponent. Morgantown was close for the first quarter. It's just, can they play a complete 4 quarters against one of the better teams in the state, and that's been yet to see so far from Martinsburg. But it does seem like when they play up to their ability, they can compete with anybody.
I completely agree, and then on the other side, we've seen them at times play down to their opponent. We saw on Tuesday, even though they got the win, it was a 10-point win against Washington, a team that the first time they played beat them by 32 points, Nick. And it was a 60-50 win on Tuesday in a game that they trailed at halftime 22-20. And to make things even more crazy, it was a home game. It was the comfortable atmosphere that Martinsburg's used to with their own hoops, but yet there was moments in that game where you were wondering, how are they missing these shots? These are bunny shots, free shots, and they just weren't falling. I think tonight, Coach Rogers, Marcellus Basie, the assistant coach, has this team mentally ready for Hedgesville. Last time you guys mentioned it, we've seen from on YouTube a little documentary that was made by Robbie Blair, and it was that whenever these two teams met, you always kept the schedule clear that week so that they'd be fully prepared for Friday when they go up against each other. That wasn't the case this week. It wasn't the case last time for Martinsburg. And they lost by 15.
Yeah.
Could that happen again? Because they didn't have a full week to prepare.
It certainly could, and Hedgesville, obviously, it's a different roster for them moving forward, but it is a team that we know had guys that could fill in and start. Obviously, you never want to see a kid be taken off of the team in any way, but for Hedgesville, they do have the capable roster depth to move on from that situation and have guys step up. And the guy that will start tonight is Tay Wilmer. And we've seen him start at times earlier in the year before Stephon Barkley really established himself on this team. So while it is a drop-off from King to Wilmer, Wilmer's still a very talented player and could play a big role in this one.
I agree. We've said it time and time again throughout the entire season that Hedgesville has the most depth and experience when it comes to varsity level play compared to any other team in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference right now, and that is what we feel like is giving them an edge to be a potential team come the state tournament to make it there from this region. It's still tough. We know that Spring Mills is a really solid team that right now has the head-to-head matchup over Hedgesville. Jefferson, still a team that you can't count out, even though when it comes to outside of the Eastern Panhandle, they've really been struggling. Musselman just knocked off Hedgesville They have Troy Wollaston back. Matt Mahood is an all-star in the Eastern Panhandle, too, so that combo we haven't got to see yet in person, but we know is a special one. And then Martinsburg's Martinsburg. You can never count out the Bulldogs, no matter what. Last year, it was a down year, we thought, in the regular season, and they still were able to be section champions when nobody expected them to when you looked at their record in the regular season. It can be done by anybody at any time, and that's what makes the Eastern Panhandle so great.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to really heat up. We saw Washington's improvement the other night against this Martinsburg team and on Saturday against Musselman. While they didn't win either of those games, they were competitive. So you never know in a first-round matchup between Washington and Musselman. While we feel like Musselman's turned a corner and has really improved, Washington could pull off that upset and shake things up a little bit in what we believed would be the sectional and regional championship games. So a lot has changed. Our score here in JV looks like Hedgesville should be able to hold on here, 44-39, but certainly not over yet as Martinsburg has the possession trying to get a three-pointer. Here's Bunny for three. It's in and out, no good. But they get their own rebound. Running out of time, though, Colin. 10 seconds. Height tries a three. That's no good. Another offensive possession for Martinsburg. Bunny at the buzzer, pretty much, and that's off the mark, and Hedgesville holds on to get the win, 44-39 in JV. So it was a very close JV game last time these two teams met, and it was close here again tonight, so that kind of sets the tone, hopefully, for the varsity action. But we will take our first break here on the Sunset Water Services Countdown to Tip-Off, brought to you by Sunset Water Services, proudly installing water softeners in Martinsburg and Berkeley County since 1989. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case. We're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
We welcome you back to Martinsburg High School here on the Sunset Water Services Countdown to Tip-Off. We'll now get into our coaches' interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's Fast, Fresh, Friendly. We'll start with the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Kelly Church.
Nick Versley now joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Kelly Church. Coach, big rivalry game here for your team tonight. What are you looking forward to about this matchup, second one against Martinsburg?
Anytime you're playing Martinsburg High School and playing them at Martinsburg High School, it's going to be a tough contest. So, hopefully our kids will respond. The environment, at our place we thought was pretty good. Sure we'll have a similar environment here with, with crowds, and so we're just excited to have an opportunity to play.
Right now, your team keeping pace in the EPAC, right behind Spring Mills in the section based off of record at this point. How big would a win be for your team here tonight to try to kind of regain control? Obviously, you'll have to probably beat Spring Mills to get that number 1 spot, but Martinsburg always a tough team and always a quality win on your schedule.
Right. Well, I think it's really, really important for us to as you start to look, the playoffs are here, and what seed will we end up, and what will we do? I think it's just important for us to realize, no matter what, man, we're playing the same teams. You're going to play the same teams. Like tonight, we're going to end up possibly playing Martinsburg in the playoffs, or Spring Mills, who we play next weekend. So no matter what, you're going to play in the same team. So I think the biggest thing is show up and play hard, play with confidence, and quite honestly, try to enjoy the experience. Put so much pressure on you have to win this game and you have to win that game. And the ones you have to win are the ones at the end. Right now, we got to play hard and play together. Hopefully, play smart. But really, I genuinely want our kids to enjoy playing basketball.
How do you feel about the team in terms of how they've been performing as of late, and how do you, build some momentum and what things you want to work on as you head into the playoffs?
Well, it's ups and downs. We played at Musselman and a week ago on a Friday night, and it was without a doubt like we didn't perform well, and Musselman did. Not taking anything away, I thought they were well coached, well prepared. I thought they played extremely hard. They got every 50-50 ball. And when things didn't go our way, we didn't handle it, and that's kind of been one of our downfalls this year. Is you're going to face adversity. Everything's not always going to go your way. You're not going to get every call, not going to get every bounce, and when those things happen, how do you handle that adversity? That's important, not just for basketball, but for life. And so we've had a lot of discussions about those things. And then I also reminded our kids that, I said it, I think last time you interviewed me, there's going to be ups and downs in the season. And so you can't let your highs be too high or your lows be too low. Just need to make sure that we really enjoy playing basketball together. That's the biggest thing that I want from our kids. Play hard, but enjoy playing together.
This Martinsburg team, they're 7-10 on the year. They've definitely had some ups and had some downs like you just were talking about, and it seems like they've been able to compete, though, with some of the better teams around here. And I guess what are some things that stand out to you about them, and what will be some keys for you guys to get the win?
Well, obviously when LeQuay shoots it really well, which he has the capability of doing, they're a different team when he's hitting 4 or 5 threes from way deep. And then they have so many athletic kids. And they've had like roster changes here and there, and getting kids to gel and play together isn't easy. And but no matter what, they're going to be a well-coached, extremely athletic team playing in their building in a rivalry game. It's what we faced last weekend, and we didn't handle it very well. So hopefully we learned some lessons and we handle it a little bit better tonight.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Rogers. Coach, your team coming off of a win against Washington the other night where you didn't feel like the guys brought their A game. Big rivalry here tonight, so it's going to be important for you guys to come out and get off to a good start.
Well, I think so. We didn't bring our A game last time we played them up there. So, hey, I think we've gotten better as the year has gone on, and I'm really, really anxious to see how we play tonight. We got to play hard. You got to guard. You got to defend, and you just have to be patient with the basketball and do what you have to do to win.
Where do you want to see, I guess, some improvement from the guys? You mentioned you feel like they've gotten better, but how they, I guess, get a little bit more consistent throughout the game?
Well, I think we need to be consistent with our shooting. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Shot selection is a big thing. Rebounding. You've got to be willing to block out and rebound. And I've always said rebound, hustle, and defense you can control. Can't control where that ball goes in the hole or not. So you got to do what you do that you can handle. And you just got to do the fundamentals. You have to share the basketball, have to run your offenses, have to talk on defense. So we'll see where we are.
Last time you played this Hedgesville team, didn't really go the way you probably expected it or wanted it to go. What were some things you took away from that game?
Well, I don't even know that we were in the game at all. I mean, it was 10-2 before we turned around and missed some shots, and so we just got to be ready to play from the opening tip, play hard, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and see where we are.
What are some things that kind of stand out to you about Hedgesville this year?
Well, I mean, they're basically a senior Latin ball club. I mean, we've got one senior that plays, and they're very much seniors. They've been waiting for this year, so they've got some nice people that can play, can put it up. If you let certain people get it hot hand, they can shoot the ball pretty good.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Those are our coaches' interviews. We'll take another 2-minute break here on the Sunset Water Services Countdown to Tip-Off. When we return, we'll get into the keys to the game for both teams. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Colin McLaughlin. The Beast is in the house as well, along with Matt Faircloth. So all the stars are out, Colin, for Hedgesville, Martinsburg. What else would you expect, right? I mean, big rivalry, big game.
Where's the governor?
He tends to hang out on the southern part of the state, right?
It'd be a nice addition. Maybe we can get him up here one time. But, yeah, everybody's out tonight. This gym's slowly but surely filling up. And what else do you expect when it's Martinsburg, Hedgesville? It's always packed, and that's what you enjoy. That's what you liked from the JV game, right? It actually became competitive. We were a little worried when it was 24-12, but they made it a one-possession game in the end, and that really gets the crowd into it because they start paying attention to the JV game. They get into that, and then next thing you know, it's time for varsity. And they don't want to wait the 20 minutes. They want the action right now, and they want to get going to be the louder fan base. It's about 50-50 right now when you look at it, and it's kind of hard to make out Hedgesville student section when you look over there if you're tuned in on the TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube side, because they're the ones in orange tonight. What's going on?
Yeah, I believe it's a prisoner theme for
something
for the Eagles potentially, and looks like a farmer theme for the Martinsburg student section. But let's get into some things that you expect to see tonight, Colin, or at least for these two teams to get a win. What are your keys to the game? Brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Spencer Dupree, our producer tonight, runs with them, so you should too. Colin, what are your keys to the game?
Key for Hedgesville, I'll start since they're the visitors. Find your shot. They're fine with, and especially in the Kelly Church style offense, really slowing it down, making that possession as long as necessary to find the shot that they want. They don't need to play up-tempo and go shot for shot and try to trade blows with Martinsburg. They can kill you slowly but surely And next thing you know, after a 5-minute span, it's a 15-point game because they are relentless on the defensive end. That's how they're preached from Coach Church. And then offensively, you could have a 2-minute possession that they get a beautiful shot out of, and you had nothing to do offensively to respond and can't go back in transition because of how hard you had to work on defense for that solid 1 minute or two if you're Martinsburg to try to stop them. And on the other end, for Martinsburg, you can't come out flat. You got to compete all 4 quarters. If you come out flat and try to play from behind, even though we've seen them do it against Spring Mills and Washington, play from behind, kind of try to go the comeback kid route, both games probably should have been losses. If Washington had a little bit more talent, I don't think Martinsburg would have been able to come back. We saw it for Spring Mills. Even though Martinsburg came back, had the lead, Spring Mills was the better team and down the stretch got the job done when it mattered the most. You can't do that against Hedgesville. You cannot play from behind and expect to win. We saw that the last time these two teams met. They were behind the entire time, and you never felt like Martinsburg was in it.
Well, we will go ahead and take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get into the players to look out for. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on the bench. That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area. For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Colin McLaughlin, John Allerton, along with Dylan Bishop, our cameramen here tonight. Let's get into our players to look out for. Brought to you by Sutton and Janelle, attorneys at law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all of their legal needs. They're 224 West King Street in Martinsburg, or online at suttonandjanelle.com. Colin, give me a player for Hedgesville and a player for Martinsburg that you think could have a big impact here tonight.
For Hedgesville tonight, I'm going to go with Jackson Ruest as the player to watch out for. And here's why. I think he's in his right mentality tonight to be a dominant force. When we got here during the JV game, went down to get some food pregame, and he's in front of me. All right?
All right.
I hear him, and the guy that's selling ice cream down there is like, "Hey, Jackson, you want some chocolate ice cream?" He says no, because he knows chocolate ice cream is for after the game, not before a game. You don't want an upset stomach. He's got the right mindset right now. He's a player to watch out for. I expect a big game from Jackson, and then after the game, he gets that chocolate ice cream.
So what did he go with, though?
Pizza.
Pizza.
You still got to have some sort of food. Some might say that's not as smart, too. That could upset your stomach depending on the grease on a pizza, but you need something.
It's true. Yeah, not certain if there's too much of a difference there. Both are dairy products.
That's true. There is.
Presuming he kept the cheese on the pizza. But, hey, a little bit better than ice cream. Ice cream's the reward.
Exactly.
Pizza's the...
He wanted to wait for the reward.
Right,
A victory and chocolate ice cream.
Well, we didn't ask every player what they ate here this evening. Do you know what any Martinsburg players consumed?
No, but I know they're hungry for revenge tonight. And I think you have to go with McQuay Clark. Clark needs to have a big game for this team. We already know Blackwood brings it every time. Clark missed, even though he had a big night in the win against Washington, a lot of wide open threes, I feel like. If he can explode tonight, double his typical production, it's going to be a good night for Martinsburg to pull off the upset.
Yeah, they always need McQuay Clark, it seems like, to bring it for the Bulldogs as the Martinsburg student section mocks the Hedgesville little slide warm-up and defensive slides, and they did a good job there.
They did. No kung fu fighting here.
Right, yeah, you don't get that song when you're at the field house. But let's get into our starting lineups brought to you by the Murius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343. We'll start with the Hedgesville Eagles as the Eagles will roll out for their starting five. Number 1, the senior, 6'3", Stefan Barclay. Number 3, the 6'1", senior, number 3, Cam Wilkes. Also starting, number 10, the 6'4" senior, Jackson Ruest. And rounding out the line, also in the lineup, number 11, Christian Bolduc, another senior, and then a junior, number 12, Tay Wilmer, rounds out the Hedgesville lineup. For the Bulldogs, starting at guard, it will be number 0, Avion Blackwood. Number 2, McQuay Clark. Number 3, Chase Shipley. Number 5, Achilles Whitby. And rounding out the lineup, number 11, Shazier Baker. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, actually, let's make it a 3-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have tip-off here from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
On the Sports Mix, you'll hear interviews with prestigious guests.
Since you had that reunion, do you have a favorite memory from that season or maybe a funny story you'd like to share with our audience?
John Madden, the late, great John Madden, came out to our practice on Thursday. He turned to those guys and he said, this game ain't going to be close. These guys are going to kill Buffalo.
Tune into the Sports Mix, weekdays from 12 to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR, FM 106.5, AM 740, TV 10, and streaming live on the TV 10 Facebook page.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
You've been in an accident.
Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Catch the excitement of high school basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10, featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference.
Barclay's got the steal all by himself. He'll go up for the two-handed slam dunk.
All 6 EPAC schools, regular season and postseason, live here.
Now over to Clark from 3, and that's through. LeClay Clark nails it.
Time to start the fourth quarter for Musselman. Slick now driving the right side, and it is rejected by foul.
Your home for local sports is right here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse as the national anthem concludes. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Colin McLaughlin on camera here tonight. John Allerton along with Dylan Bishop. Back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis as the two teams get ready for tip-off. It's the biggest rivalry in the EPAC. We're coming up on Valentine's Day, Colin, but there is no love lost between these two teams. Martinsburg comes out in the white jerseys with the black numbers, black letters across the chest, and the black and orange stripe down the side. For the Hedgesville Eagles, it's the navy blue uniforms with the white numbers, white letters across the chest, and then the kind of white stripe on the shorts.
I'm excited. It's always fun when these two teams square off, and it's another edition of this rivalry.
So Whitby will get in the circle along with Stephon Barclay in his return home to Martinsburg. First game playing in the Fieldhouse since last season when he was a Bulldog. Shazier Baker has it off the tip. We are underway here between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Our opening tip presented to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next car online. Go to HagerstownFord.com. Chase Shipley drives in to get the layup to go and get the Bulldogs on the board here first. Our first shot of the game presented to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect. They're 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131. Nice pass from Jackson Ruess to Tay Wilmer, who lays it up with the left hand, and that makes it 2-2.
That's the motion that they need. You got to wait for it. Watch the guy driving in. Martinsburg leaves the paint wide open. It's going to be a long night.
Bulldogs working around the perimeter. Here's Baker over to Blackwood, who drives in with the left hand. Now they'll reset the offense. Blackwood off the dribble drive has it stripped and taken away. The Eagles now have it. Christian Bolduc quickly down the court to Barclay, who drives baseline, goes up strong and finishes over top of Chase Shipley. Stephon Barclay's on the board, his first 2 points. It's 4-2. Eagles on top. Here's a three from Avion Blackwood. That's in and out, no good. It's tipped by Whitby and out of bounds, and will go to the Eagles. 4-2 start, in favor of Hedgesville early on in this first quarter. 6:29 to play. Cam Wilkes over to Christian Bolduc on the left wing. Bolduc trying to find Ruess, now finds Wilkes. Wilkes spin move in the lane, and that shot is good. 6-2. Hedgesville getting a lot of points early on, Colin, in the paint, where Martinsburg has struggled really all year to defend the paint. It seems like they just lack that shot blocker.
Yeah, they have guys with size when it comes to muscle, but not really any height to be that rim protector like you see from other teams in the EPAC.
Foul being called against Christian Bolduc. His first, team first for the Eagles as well. Martinsburg will inbound it right in front of Coach Church and the Eagles bench. And Clark slips a pass by Wilmer into Shipley, who spins in the lane and lays it up and in. Chase Shipley has all 4 of the Bulldogs' points, 6-4. Hedgesville still on top, 5:40 to go in this opening quarter. Wilmer, good pass down low to Ruest, who takes it into the lane with the left hand. Hedgesville adds another basket. Again, it's a point in the paint. McQuay Clark guarded closely, drives in, kicks it out. Shipley thought about the three-pointer. Now a swing at Davion Blackwood, who resets the offense. Blackwood dribbling on the edge of the circle for the Bulldogs. Calls out the play. Reverse the basketball over to Shipley on the left wing. Back up top now, Blackwood on the right wing. Back in the hands of Chase Shipley. Baker now has it, guarded by Ruest. He drives in. Good idea with the pass. Shipley keeps it alive, but trying to find his teammate Achilles Whitby, and Christian Bolduc steps in front of the pass and takes it away. Wilkes now swings it to Bolduc. Back to Barclay on the wing, guarded by Clark. Barclay goes into the paint. That shot no good. Good defense from Chase Shipley on the help. And the Bulldogs will push the other way. Shipley going coast to coast. His shot blocked by Jackson Ruest.
Looks like we might have an Eagle just tying the shoe. I almost thought for a second Wilkes, who was trying to help Ruest in with that block, might have been shook up afterwards, but it's just retying the shoe.
McQuay Clark gets it into Baker, who leaps up, goes to the rim, gets the foul and the finish, but they're going to call that a charge. So the foul going on Shazier Baker. Definitely a tough call to make, but I think it was the correct one as the Eagles were positioned there underneath. Jackson Ruest gets it in to Cam Wilkes. Wilkes dribbling across half court with the left hand, goes up for 3, and that's good for Cam Wilkes. Another Martinsburg transfer on this Hedgesville team. And Wilkes knocks down the triple. It's 11-4. Eagles on top. Martinsburg, Coach Rogers is going to burn that timeout because he realizes it as well. This is kind of a similar start to what we saw last time between these two teams when it was 10-2 in the first quarter. 4:09 to play in the first. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 30.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. 11-4, Hedgesville on top of Martinsburg. Our first quarter presented to you on TV 10 by the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown. Ranson probably serving the area since 1880. Whitby with the backdoor cut by Clark, and he can't finish the reverse layup.
It's a great no-look pass by Whitby, too. Can't leave those.
Bolduc to the top of the key for Wilmer. Back into the hands of Cam Wilkes, who drives in, resets the offense, swings it over to Stephon Barclay. Barclay drives, kicks it out. Wilkes, another 3. That one's good for Cam Wilkes. He's got 2 triples early on, 14-4. Martinsburg trailing against Hedgesville. Avion Blackwood tries to answer with a shot just inside the line. That's no good. Rebounded by Wilkes. Wilkes with the basketball over to Jackson Ruest. Now into the hands of Tay Wilmer. Wilmer finds Ruest. He spin moves, kicks it back out. Wilmer tries a 3 from the top of the key. Think that one got deflected. It's rebounded by Baker. He finds his point guard Shipley. Shipley back to Baker. Baker into the lane with the scoop shot and another charge called on Shazier Baker.
And that's the defense that I was talking about at the start from Hedgesville. 2 charges now in the first quarter. One with Ruiz setting his feet down low. The other, it was Wilkes. These guys lay their bodies on the line, and we're not even 5 minutes into the game, and they're okay with doing so.
Robinson checks in for Clark. Hunter checks in for Baker. 14-4. The Eagles lead the Dogs with just over 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Here's Wilkes. Wilkes guarded tightly by both Hunter and Robinson. Good defense here. That one's taken away by Chase Shipley on a bad pass. Shipley into the lane with the left hand, and that is good. Bulldogs finally end the scoring drought. 14-6 our score. Chase Shipley has all 6 for the Dogs. Bolduc with the lob up to Barclay. Shot no good. Good rebound on the other end by Whitby, but he throws it away, trying to hit Avion Blackwood. Luckily for Martinsburg, they're going to rule that Cam Wilkes had touched that one on its way out of bounds. So it will be Martinsburg possession at around half court.
And that's the right call in my mind, even though Wilkes was trying to plead that he didn't touch it. You could tell that it went off his left hand and into the stands.
2.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 14-6. Hedgesville on top of Martinsburg. Shipley trying to get all 8 points from Martinsburg. He draws the foul. That one ruled a block. And Chase Shipley will head to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Wilkes kind of started going backwards, almost like a flop to draw that call, since he already knows that 2 charges have been called tonight, but you could tell that his momentum was starting to go back before the contact was made. That's the right call.
Shipley's first free throw goes straight through. Our other first quarter sponsor here on TV 10, CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. Second free throw from Shipley, good as well. He's got all 8 points for the Bulldogs, who trail Hedgesville 14-8 with 2:13 to go in the opening quarter. Christian Bolduc will bring it across the timeline for the Eagles. He finds Barclay on the wing. Barclay looks down low. Damon Cook has checked into the ball game. Cook will reverse it over to Cam Wilkes, guarded by the young sophomore Robinson. Back out to Cook for 3. That's in and out, no good. Shipley skies up for the rebound. He finds Whitby on the wing. Whitby into the lane. His shot is wild, no good. Off the top of the backboard, rebounded by the Eagles. Jackson Ruiz now has it in his hands. Over to Stephon Barclay, now Damon Cook. Cook back up top to Ruiz. 1:29 to go in the quarter. Here's a 3-pointer from Cam Wilkes. He's trying to hit his third 3 of the quarter, but it's off the mark. And Jameer Hunter gets the rebound from Martinsburg into the hands of Robinson. Robinson double-teamed and threw it away, trying to connect with Hunter. It's a turnover for Martinsburg. With 1:15 to go in the quarter, they still trail 14-8 against Hedgesville.
Somebody from Martinsburg needs to get some offensive production other than Shipley if they want to compete with Hedgesville. Hedgesville already has 4 guys in the score column compared to Shipley with all 8 of Martinsburg's points.
They just have too much depth, it seems like. But Martinsburg's not going to be able to contend, like you said, if they don't get other guys going. Here's Blackwood trying to get it going. His shot's no good on the fast break layup. Hedgesville on a 3-on-2 fast break. And a good tip from Robinson. Sends the ball out of bounds, allows his teammates to get back. And it will be Hedgesville possession underneath the basket right in front of the Martinsburg student section. Jackson Ruiz to inbound. Off the inbound play, finds Wilkes. Wilkes goes up against Hunter, who has good defense. Ruiz tries to keep it alive. Blackwood finds Shipley, laid up, is good. Avion Blackwood with a 10-point, Chase Shipley with a 10-point quarter. And Martinsburg has got back into it, Colin, now 14-10.
Yeah, the defense for the Bulldogs has really settled in, and Hunter getting a lot of minutes here in this quarter, really defensively doing a great job.
And that is another good defensive play by both Jameer Hunter and Chase Shipley to force a Hedgesville turnover. Wilmer comes back into the ball game.
Yeah, just a simple switch right now from Baker to Hunter, and it seems like Hunter's more comfortable down low with Shipley and Whitby to really guard the inside paint after the first 8 points for Hedgesville was all scored in there.
He plays bigger than his height. 15 seconds. Chase Shipley has all 10 points for Martinsburg. The Bulldogs only trail by 4 at 14-10. Shipley off the Whitby screen, trying to get the pick and roll going. Wilkes draws a double team. Shipley shot is short. Rebounded by the Eagles. Then it gets tipped. Shipley launches at the buzzer, and that is just off the mark. Actually, looked like it had a chance despite how difficult of a shot it was. 14-10 at the end of one. Eagles lead the Bulldogs. We'll take a 60-second break when we return out the second quarter here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
We welcome you back here to Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Kyle McLaughlin, as we begin this second quarter. Presented to you on TV 10 by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. They're located at 360 Hank Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at Orsinis.com. Along with the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers, call 304-245-6613 or go to SkinnerFirm.com. Hedgesville with the possession to begin this quarter, leading Martinsburg by 4 at 14-10. Here's Cam Wilkes off the Ruiz screen. Kicks it over to Wilmer. Wilmer thought about the three. Good head fake over Ruiz. He'll try it. The lefty's three-pointer is short. Hunter tips the rebound over to Shipley. Shipley had all 10 points for Martinsburg in that first quarter. Here's Robinson pulling up from the elbow. His shot is no good. Bulldogs will grab the rebound. Blackwood into the lane, and he gets on the board. He's the first dog to score, not named Chase Shipley. And that makes it 14-12. So Martinsburg has came back from a 10-4 deficit in the first quarter to make it 14-12 now with 7:13 to go in the second. That shot is no good on the other end for the Eagles, and Martinsburg gets the possession back. So a good timeout taken by Coach Rogers, and they've responded as Martinsburg turns it over here, but not necessarily with a lineup that you would expect. Robinson's came in and provided some good defense. Jameer Hunter's played good defense, and then you were able to get Blackwood a basket in the lane. That could be what gets him going. So Martinsburg has worked their way right back into this ball game at 14-12. A foul called. I believe that will go against Jameer Hunter for the hand check.
And that's an unnecessary foul. You don't need Hunter guarding Ruiz that far away from the basket. He was more close to midcourt than he was to the basket. You don't need to guard a guy that close, that far away.
Unless it's Steph Curry.
Well, he doesn't play West Virginia high school basketball, unfortunately.
Not yet. Cam Wilkes driving in. And we saw some shots from Cam Wilkes a year ago that were quite far out there, but Ruiz not really that three-point shooter. As Bolduc tries a deep three, it is short. Rebounded by Jameer Hunter. Hunter in transition for the Bulldogs, trying to go coast to coast. Hunter lays it up and in. What a move by the converted football star, Jameer Hunter. He gets on the board. And Martinsburg has tied this game at 14.
And that's only the third shot he's made this year.
It was one of the more difficult ones. Wilmer into the lane, kicks it out for a wide-open Bolduc. He'll drive over to Wilkes. Wilkes goes baseline and draws the blocking foul. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Shipley tried to get there, but he was just a half-second late. Right call. Even though Martinsburg fans don't agree with it, Wilkes was already in the air before he was set.
Yeah, I agree with you, Colin. I think that was the correct call by the officials. As Cam Wilkes will shoot 2. His first one is perfect. Wilkes has had a good night so far. 9 points for the senior. And that regains the lead for Hedgesville at 15-14 with exactly 6 minutes to go. Second one good as well. Now 16-14 Eagles. Shipley brings it into the front court for the Bulldogs. Calling out the play with the right-handed dribble. Now back into his left, and he turns it over. Great read by Christian Bolduc. Bolduc trying to convert on the other end. He gets fouled and finishes through contact of Shipley. And it's Christian Bolduc to the line to try to make it a three-point play.
Now things get a little bit interesting because that is 2 very quick fouls on Shipley within about a 10-15 second span for the leading scorer of Martinsburg right now. 10 out of the 14 points.
Bolduc converts the three-point play. So far, it looks like Coach Rogers is going to keep him in, and really he's forced to keep him in at this point. Because like you said, Colin, he's been the offense for the Dogs. Bolduc with his first 3 points. That extends the lead to 19-14 Hedgesville. Here's Whitby over to Blackwood in the corner. Blackwood guarded by Stephon Barclay. Blackwood with the Euro step over Barclay, and that's good. Nice floater in the lane from Avion Blackwood. He has 4, 19-16 our score. Eagles on top. Christian Bolduc now on the right wing. Tried to hit Wilmer. Bolduc drives in. Gets out to Barclay. Barclay back to the top of the key to Ruess. Wilmer off a good screen from Wilkes. That's no good. Barclay, though, grabs the long rebound. Swings it to Bolduc for 3. In and out. No good. Robinson secures the rebound. He finds Jameer Hunter. Hunter splitting the entire Eagles defense with a reverse layup up and good. That's just, I'm more athletic than anybody else on the court, and I'm going to just take it and take over.
You know how earlier you asked if I knew what Martinsburg had ate? Well, I think Jameer Hunter ate his Wheaties this morning because he's playing out of his mind.
19-18. Wilkes into the lane. Wilmer back to Wilkes. Three-pointer. Too strong. Hunter grabs another rebound. Jameer Hunter has been great for Martinsburg off the bench. And that's what you need to try to upset a Hedgesville Eagles team. Avion Blackwood for 3. That is off. His feet were never really set. Ruess grabs the long rebound, but he turns it over. Blackwood intercepts Ruess' pass. Did he do that in the football season, Colin? Possibly, right?
I'd have to go back and check.
Shipley into the lane. He has 12 points. First 2 points of the second quarter for Shipley, and Martinsburg gets the lead back. Barclay shot no good. Bolduc with the follow. Barclay with the follow of Bolduc, and he finishes. So the back and forth has continued here. 21-20. Eagles back in the lead with 3:25 to go before halftime. Hunter over to Avion Blackwood, dribbling with the left hand, guarded up top by Tay Wilmer. It looks like Hedgesville has adjusted into a 2-3 zone defense against the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs right now holding the basketball.
Yeah, you can tell just like you just said, Nick, Coach Rogers seen the switch to the 2-3, making sure his team's aware.
Shipley tries a 3, bank not there. Ball is tipped around like a volleyball and eventually grabbed by Wilmer. Wilmer up toward Wilkes. His shot is no good. Tough one. In transition now, Whitby. Hunter tries a 3, a heat check 3, and that is way off, no good. Christian Bolduc grabs the rebound, and then Hunter picks up a silly second foul. So that's some of the, I guess, varsity basketball awareness that sometimes lacks for Jameer Hunter. Obviously, you know, really good athlete, solid player, seems to be getting better, but he makes some of those little mistakes, like probably not his shot there on the 3. And then a foul that far away from the basket, which is his second.
And for those that might not know, they're probably wondering, why is he still making these silly mistakes this far in the season? He joined halfway through the season on this Martinsburg team.
And he didn't play, I don't think, at all last year when he was at Spring Mills High School.
Correct.
So, you know, you take that much time away and you're just kind of relying on your athleticism, which, as we've seen, can be beneficial. Hedgesville turns it over here with Pitsnagel into the game. Now Hunter will be forced to sit with his second foul.
Coach Church is irate, very close to having to get told to go back, otherwise he's going to get a technical here.
Yes, very intense from Coach Kelly Church, as expected. Now he's yelling at the other official on this end. Avion Blackwood has the basketball for Martinsburg with 2 minutes to go before the half. Blackwood over to Jackson Steen. Down low to Achilles Whitby in the short corner. Whitby, nice spin move. Tough shot, though. It's off the mark. Rebounded by the Eagles. Barclay ahead to Ruess. Now back to Barclay. And Jackson Steen tries to take it away. But he steps out of bounds. It will go back to Hedgesville, who leads by 1:46 to go. Robinson will come back in there. They're going to pull LaQuay Clark back into the ball game. At the next stoppage of play, 1:45 to go before the end of the first half. Stephon Barclay off the Pittsnoggle screen. Barclay into the lane. Over to Bolduc. A tough shot, and Bolduc over two defenders gets nothing but net. And Hedgesville extends its lead to 23-20. One of the more impressive shots we've seen.
Very quiet 5 points tonight so far.
Yeah, he's definitely taking a scoring role of less this year with the addition of Stephon Barclay. Of course, Elijah King before, unfortunately, his situation now. But, I mean, you haven't had to rely on Bolduc as much as last year, as Chase Shipley just gets another layup there to go.
Shipley just used his burst to his advantage past the 6'9" Pittsnoggle.
Wilkes head fakes, goes into the lane, draws a foul. But Christian Bolduc, we saw him go for 30 in a game last year, so he has the ability. We've seen Cam Wilkes have big games in the past. And Wilkes headed to the line here. He's had a good game here tonight. Trying to add to it, but a total of 10 points on the evening. His first free throw this time is good, so give Wilkes 11. Clark back into the game for Shipley. Martinsburg has 7 first half fouls now. 24-22. Eagles on top. Second one good as well for Cam Wilkes. Gainey comes back in. Pittsnoggle checks out. It's Hedgesville by 3 at 25-22 with 49.5 seconds to go before halftime. See how Martinsburg plays this. They get it to Steen. He'll try a 3 for the tie. That's no good. Rebounded by Gainey. Now Bolduc will bring it across for the Eagles. Back to Stephon Barclay. Over to Ruest. Guarded by Linton out top. Now Bolduc has it on the right wing. Bolduc, good pass underneath to Gainey. He can't quite finish. Whitby tips the rebound into the hands of Clark. 14 seconds. Clark is double teamed. He lost control of it by Barclay. Barclay now. Clark trying to draw a charge. No call. Over to Bolduc. Head fake. Three-pointer on the way from Bolduc is there for Christian Bolduc. And Hedgesville leads by 6, 28-22 here at the half. Well, he's not quiet anymore.
To go back on that, I've never liked that there's no call either way in that scenario. There's contact. It's either a charge or a block. You got to call something. You can't just let it play on in that situation.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. 28-22 our score. Hedgesville at the half. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we return, we'll have the halftime show. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Thinking about making that big move but don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Chris is a Martinsburg High School graduate and knows the local market, and he's proven it for the past 15 years at Milestone Real Estate Group. Looking to sell or buy a home? Phone 304-579-7349, and that's 304-579-7349, or go to callchrisross.com. Making milestones is our business.
Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Hedgesville Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Hedgesville, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Hedgesville has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Hedgesville Motor Company, so you should too.
We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, 28-22. Hedgesville leading Martinsburg at the half. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Colin McLaughlin, John Overton, along with Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman tonight back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Our halftime show is brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. We'll start with the stats for the visitors, Hedgesville Eagles. 4 points for Stephon Barclay, 12 for Cam Wilkes, 2 for Jackson West, 8 for Christian Bolduc, and 2 for Tay Wilmer. And then on the Dogs side, 4 for Avion Blackwood, 14 for Chase Shipley, and 4 for Jameer Hunter. Colin, what kind of stood out to you about that first half?
Once Martinsburg got settled in, they were fine, right? It was a slow start, which you never want on either side, but it happened. They were able to regroup, get back in this one, and now it's a 6-point game, but honestly, I feel like it should be a 3-point game. Bolduc's 3 there at the end shouldn't have happened. There was either a charge or a player control foul in my mind that was not called, and when you see contact like that, you either have to call it or block, or you got to call it on the offensive player. Nothing's called, don't like that. Yes, the refs are letting them play a lot tonight, but still, when you see something as blatant as that, you have to blow your whistle in some sort.
All right, let's take a 2-minute break. On this other side of that break, we will send it to Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. Once again, our score here at the half, Hedgesville 28, Martinsburg 22. We're back in 2 minutes with Spencer Dupuis.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team, with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Charlestown and Spring Mills now offers same-day appointments. No referral is needed unless required by your insurance carrier. WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine offers the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't. For same-day appointments at WVU Medicine Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, call 304-725-BONE.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon & Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon & Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Welcome back here into the studio for the halftime scoreboard update here at halftime. The And One Scoreboard Show brought to you by the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, or Mountaineer Pub, located at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. You can go there tomorrow, watch the Mountaineers, or you can tune in right here on Talk Radio WRNR at the half for the game that you are tuned into, 28-22 with Hedgesville on top. We got another close one here in the EPAC. Spring Mills has a 2-point lead over Musselman, 26-24. After one, Musselman had a 2-point lead, 10-8. So it's going to be a close one down there in Inwood. And don't quite have a score for the Jefferson game, but I do believe Jefferson is in the lead. We have the score right now. It's a 40-20 lead for the Cougars on senior night there over the Washington Patriots. But that will do it for me here in the studio. We'll get you, hopefully, finals by the time we're back here for the And One post-game scoreboard show, but it's been the And One halftime scoreboard show brought to you by the Mountaineer Pub at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway in Martinsburg. Go there to watch the Mountaineers play. We'll send it back after this 2-minute break to get you started with the second half. You're tuned in to EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Our score at the half, Hedgesville 28, Martinsburg 22, as we begin the third quarter here momentarily. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Colin McLaughlin. Colin, some good games going on around the EPAC tonight. Musselman trailing Spring Mills, as you heard from Spencer, at the half, 26-24. So the Applemen continue to fight against some of the top teams in the EPAC. Jefferson taking care of business against the young Washington Patriots team, leading by 20 at the half. But, that's another good game, and Musselman continues to be this team where they could really shake things up come sectional regional team. They're kind of a wild card where we don't know what to expect from them.
It's always tough to play there at Musselman. Whenever they fill that gymnasium, it is deafening with just how compact it is in there. One way in, one way out. That environment is a very tough environment for a visiting team to come in and compete and get a win. And Musselman right now is looking like a pretty solid team again.
We've had a Good game so far tonight between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. We'll see if the second half continues that. As Whitby finds Shipley, reverses it over Avion Blackwood. Jameer Hunter's going to get the start for the second half, which is interesting to see. Shipley drives in, trying to pick up where he left off, and he did. 16 now for Chase Shipley after a 14-point first half. Wilkes finds himself wide open, but passed up on any shot. Now dumps it down low to Wilmer, back over to Wilkes. Reverse the ball to Stephon Barclay. Ruiz standing in the corner. And the Eagles working it around the perimeter here. Cam Wilkes pulls up for three, and that's off the side of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Shipley. So 28-24 our score. Eagles on top. Avion Blackwood guarded by his former teammate Stephon Barclay, who did an excellent job on Blackwood last time these two teams met. Here's Whitby from the top of the key. That shot's too strong and heads out of bounds. It will be Eagles basketball.
If I'm Martinsburg, though, I'm happy right now with letting Hedgesville shoot those threes. They're off tonight. They've only made 3 so far.
Yeah. Great attempt to save that one by Cam Wilkes, but he stepped out of bounds.
No, they said actually that West was back court.
Okay.
Yep. He never had his feet on the other side. He was jumping from the backside, so never was planted before going back court.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
So that will result in a backcourt violation and a turnover for the Eagles either way, as Avion Blackwood has it guarded by Barclay over to Chase Shipley on the wing. Shazier Baker now has the basketball. He drives in, kicks it over to Shipley. A long two is good for Chase Shipley. He has 18 tonight. A guy that I think just continues to get better and better for this Martinsburg team. Has a lot of potential moving forward for the Dogs as well. Here's Stephon Barclay guarded by Hunter. Barclay over to Ruiz. Eagles moving it around the outside perimeter. As driving in there on the shot was Christian Bolduc, and that comes up short. It's an air ball. And you're right, Colin. This has just not been a great-looking offensive start for Hedgesville to begin this second half, and Martinsburg trails by just 2 at 28-26, and they're definitely getting the better shots early on. Here's Avion Blackwood driving into the lane. Blackwood tries a running floater on the way, no good. Rebounded by Wilkes. A foul will be called. All right, we'll go on Baker. That is his third. It was either going to go on Baker or Hunter, which both of them would have picked up their third at that point. They're going to let Baker play through it, at least for now, with the score 28-26 Hedgesville. 5:34 to go in the third. Wilkes guarded by Avion Blackwood. Wilkes, over to Bolduc. Now over to Barclay. Into the corner for Wilmer. Wilmer head fakes. Fell down on his way to the basket, trying to hit Barclay on the pass. He slipped to the ground, and it's another Eagles turnover. And we'll see if Coach Church thinks about burning a timeout on their next possession. Still in the lead, though, by 2. Martinsburg trying to figure some things out. There's a turnover. Stephon Barclay jumps in front of the pass. Barclay going coast to coast, lays it up, no good. But he got fouled and headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Martinsburg's in a predicament right now with Baker at 3 fouls, Shipley at 2. Who do you put in? Do you go with LaQuay Clark? I don't know if they will, because looking down there right now, Clark's at the very end of the bench. He has no points tonight, the guy that I said to watch out for, and his production is just not here for Martinsburg. I don't know if it's something mentally, and maybe that's why he's at the end of the bench, but I don't know when we're going to see him back in.
Well, they're going to go to Rashad Reed for Baker here. Reed has proven to be a consistent energy guy for Martinsburg, a lot like Jameer Hunter has. As Avion Blackwood there lost it. Tay Wilmer knocked it away. Wilkes in transition, pulls up. Bank is not there for him. Good rebound by Rashad Reed. Down the court now, Achilles Whitby in transition. Whitby pulls up. His shot is no good from the mid-range J. Rebounded by Wilmer. And the Eagles will cross the timeline. Wilkes gets into the lane, pulls it back out. Now goes down low to Ruest on the block. Back to Wilmer. Wilmer off the Ruest screen. Trying to set something up. Now into the hands of Cam Wilkes. Wilkes off the Ruest screen. Step back three is short. Rebounded by Ruest. That's no good. Hedgesville stays cold and stays at 28 with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Eagles are scoreless.
Both teams have really gone quiet. It was a
it's only a 4-0 score.
4-0 run to start, but all 4 of those points for Martinsburg were in the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of this quarter.
Shipley, his shot blocked by Ruest. Rebounded, though, by Avion Blackwood. An impressive block from Jackson Ruest. Blackwood driving in, and he is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Martinsburg's defense, though, this third quarter, outstanding so far, and that's been the difference. That's what's kept them in this ball game is the defense, and that's what I thought was going to be the difference on Hedgesville's side was the defense to really knock down Martinsburg.
And for whatever reason, we've seen Hedgesville at times really struggle offensively despite having a veteran team and a team that we believed heading into the year as Blackwood nails both of those free throws would have a very high offensive success rate, just haven't shown that consistency. Ruest threw it away into the stands. Another turnover for the Eagles. I'm surprised they haven't burned a timeout.
That was clear miscommunication between Ruest as well as Wilkes. Wilkes started going in, and the ball just sailed right into the student section.
Did Avion only make one of those 2 free throws?
Yes.
Okay, I think I misspoke then. To 28-27 our score. Here's a three-pointer from Achilles Whitby, and that is rebounded by Christian Bolduc. Bolduc over to Cam Wilkes. Hedgesville still scoreless to begin this second half, but still in the lead at 28-27. Wilkes driving in, his shot comes up short. Ruest trying to grab the rebound. He'll go to work against Rashad Reed, kicks it back over to Wilmer, and Hedgesville resets the offense. Wilmer over to Stephon Barclay. Barclay into the paint. His shot is good. And that ends the scoring drought of about 5 minutes to start the second half for the Eagles. And another turnover there. Shipley threw it right into the hands of Barclay. Barclay with the Euro step move over Jameer Hunter. He gets fouled and he'll go to the line. Stephon Barclay providing the spark here in this third quarter.
Yeah, that might be an early nominee for moment of the game. And what a job there by Barclay in his return to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse to have that move and be able to draw the contact and still finish.
Timeout taken by head coach Dave Rogers and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Our score, Hedgesville 32, Martinsburg 27, 2:42 to go in the third. We'll take a 30-second break.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
7. Hedgesville leads Martinsburg with 2:42 to go in this third quarter. Our third quarter is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. Along with Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Free throw good by Stephon Barclay. So he adds to his scoring night, 33-27. Eagles extending the lead. Black with the head fake. Tough drive. Good defense from Barclay. He grabs the rebound as well. Barclay in transition. 3-on-3 fast break. And the Eagles will pull it back out and reset the offense. Cam Wilkes now guarded on the perimeter by Achilles Whitby. Hedgesville leading by 6. Just over 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's been a slow third quarter for both teams offensively. Barclay nearly turns it over. It falls into the hands of Wilmer, who tries to get it open or get it to an open Ruiz, but that one was tipped and out of bounds. It will stay with the Hedgesville Eagles. Ruiz inbounds it to Wilmer. Tough shot over Jameer Hunter, but that is good for Wilmer. And that extends the lead to 35-27. We got another timeout. And we will take the break as well. A 30-second break. 2:01 to go in the third. It's Hedgesville 35, Martinsburg 27.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Back here to Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Hedgesville 35, Martinsburg 27. Our score just over 2 minutes to go in this third period. And Colin, it seems like Hedgesville was able to hold off Martinsburg just enough despite not having any offense there for the majority of this third quarter. And now their offense is coming on, and it started with some good defense, really.
Yeah, it was a 5-0 run to start the quarter for Martinsburg, but since then it's now been a 7-0 run set by Hedgesville.
They bring Clark back into the game. His shot is no good in the paint. Wilkes pulls up from the elbow, and Cam Wilkes finds the bottom of the hoop.
Making a 9-0 run now.
His first 2 points of the second half. He has 14 to lead the Eagles. There's Chase Shipley over to Jameer Hunter. Shipley, who has it in the corner. Shipley driving, and a foul called before the shot against the Eagles. That'll go on Christian Bolduc. So Martinsburg all of a sudden trails by 10. Here's Shipley trying to set things up. Guarded by Wilmer. Step back three from Shipley is short. Hunter trying to get the rebound. It's now into the hands of Cam Wilkes. Wilkes pulls up with the baseline jumper. No good. Rebounded by Avion Blackwood. Blackwood dribbling toward the basket, and his shot is wild and no good. Whitby grabs the offensive board. Whitby pulls up from the extended elbow. That's no good. And it will stay with the Bulldogs as it heads off of the Eagles and out of bounds.
Martinsburg almost had an easy putback there for the rebound, but Clark and Blackwood were fighting with one another for the rebound. Same team.
Hunter has it tipped off the inbounds by Ruiz. Dogs get it back, though. Shipley into the lane. He is fouled again before the shot. Martinsburg will have it underneath once again. 37-27. Eagles lead the Dogs. 46.9 seconds to go in this third quarter. Clark gets it into Achilles Whitby. Clark, a step back three is in and out, no good. Three-pointers not falling for either team here tonight. Stephon Barclay finds Jackson Ruiz, who brings it across. He gets double-teamed. Ruiz somehow getting through the entire Dogs defense into the corner for Wilkes. Wilkes will reset the offense with 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Hedgesville has extended its lead out to 10 points. Wilkes guarded by Jameer Hunter. Wilkes with 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Now he draws a double team. Wilkes over to Ruiz. Ruiz's reverse layup is there for Jackson Ruiz. 4 points for him. Hedgesville ending the quarter on a nice little run of 11-3. It was 28-24 at one point, and Hedgesville pulls away to make it 39-27 as we enter the fourth quarter. We'll take a 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Are you the kind of man who insists on seeing results? Well, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers, and I have good news for you. When you surprise her with a Valentine's gift from Bechtel Jewelers, you're going to see the results you insist on. As soon as you hand her a little box from Bechtel Jewelers, you'll see her face soften. Her eyes will start to sparkle, her mouth opens just a little bit. You hear that sweet inhale that says how surprised she is, and that's before she opens it. And when she does, you're going to feel those results. Her arms wrapped around you and a warm kiss. And you'll hear those results as she says thank you. And I love you, honey. Yes, if you're one of those men who insist on seeing results, you'll see the results all right, and you'll feel them, and you'll hear them when your Valentine's Day gift is from Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. And by the way, our gifts start at just $25. Gift wrap just the way women love. Come see us for her Valentine's gift, and you'll see those results.
We welcome you back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Martinsburg scoring just 5 points in the quarter. Hedgesville scored only 11, but 11-5 quarter extends the lead out to 12 at 39-27. Eagles with the possession now. Ruest somehow kept that possession alive as he nearly lost it, but Bolduc couldn't tiptoe his way on the sideline. He steps out of bounds, and it will be Martinsburg basketball.
I thought there were about 2 or 3 times where our whistle could have been blown before it finally was.
Blackwood spin move, scoop shot, not there, but a foul called as Avion goes into the Dogs student section. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. 7:38 to go in this fourth quarter. Avion Blackwood to the line to shoot 2. But a slow night for Blackwood, just 5 points for the Dogs senior. First free throw no good as well. Blackwood takes a pair of dribbles, spins the ball once, and that one's short. So an 0 for 2 from the line from Avion Blackwood on the night. Just 1 for 3 is Blackwood. Eagles with the basketball. Ruest on the wing. Over to Wilmer. In the corner for Cam Wilkes. Wilkes. Tough, difficult shot, but Cam Wilkes makes those look easy. And Hedgesville continuing to pull away. Just methodically pulling away against this Bulldog team. Chase Shipley with the dribble handoff into the hands of Avion Blackwood. Now over to Achilles Whitby. Jameer Hunter makes a nice move, and he draws another foul. So Martinsburg starting to draw quite a few, but
they haven't been able to make free throws.
Yeah, they haven't been able to make the free throws and just haven't really executed at all on the offensive end.
Only 3 guys so far have scored for Martinsburg in the entire game, and only 2 this half.
It's been tough for Martinsburg offensively. Give credit to the Eagles' defense. As Clark gets it into Hunter. Hunter back to Shipley. He's been the one somewhat consistent offensive player tonight. Clark throws up an air ball on a 3. It's rebounded by Blackwood. That is short. Hunter trying to fight for it and get the offensive rebound to go. Sloppy pass from Barclay to Bolduc. That's a turnover. Shipley, no good. Hunter again, no good. Martinsburg had about 4 opportunities and comes away with no points.
The bad luck is back for the Bulldogs.
41-27. Eagles leading with 6:15 to go in this fourth quarter. Ruest, he turns it over. Avion Blackwood into the lane. Shot is good. Martinsburg finally gets another field goal. Only 6 points from the floor this half. Eagles struggling to find anything to go there, and now another turnover. Gosh, this has been sloppy. Shipley to the basket is fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
And this is what Martinsburg needs. They need the sloppy play, honestly. If Hedgesville continues to shoot themselves in the foot, that's what keeps Martinsburg in this game now. the defense originally was. You can see Martinsburg's getting tired, so that might fall apart. But Hedgesville's getting tired too, it seems like, out there. A lot of guys with their hands on their knees right now.
Shipley can't convert the free throw. Height will check in for Baker. See if some fresh legs can provide a spark for the Dogs. Second free throw is good from Shipley. 41-30, so 11-point game. Martinsburg's not out of it yet. Another turnover for Hedgesville. Avion Blackwood picks it up. Blackwood thought about the three, drives in. He is fouled. He'll go back to the line. So little things could be keeping Martinsburg in it here down the stretch, Colin. You mentioned the sloppy play, but also the fouls, which kind of go hand in hand. You start getting sloppy and you start committing bad fouls.
You got to make free throws, though, if you're Martinsburg. Yep. Blackwood back to the line. He's 1 for 4 tonight.
That one is no good as well. And a tough night for Avion Blackwood. Not scoring from the floor and not scoring from the line as well. A guy that really has to do a ton for Martinsburg to have a chance in most games, but he misses neither of those both of those free throws are no good, I should just say. As Hedgesville has it now after the rebound by Ruest. Cam Wilkes with the basketball for the Eagles. Over to Gainey, now Ruest on the wing. 5:15 to go. Drive in from Wilkes. A floater is not able to fall. Turnover, though, from Shipley. Barclay. Wilkes a three. Good! Cam Wilkes, the former Bulldog, nails the triple to make it 44-30. Right in front of the Hedgesville student section. It's a 14-point lead for the Eagles, and we'll take a 30-second break.
You've put up with your water long enough. It's time for Sunset Water Services, your local water solution since 1989, to fix your water problems. Get better tasting, better smelling, and better looking water today. Say hello to drinking your own delicious water for pennies per gallon. Say yes to healthier skin and hair and to softer and brighter clothes. Sunset Water Services delivers your bags of salt to you, so they'll save your back too. And our products come with a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. Call 304-754-9031 for a free water quality test today. SunsetWater.com.
Eagles by 14, 44-30 our score. Hedgesville on top of Martinsburg with 5:05 to go in this fourth quarter. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Colin McLaughlin, John Allerton, along with Dylan Bishop on camera this evening. And back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. So Hedgesville leading by 14, Colin, just over 5 minutes to play in the fourth. What can Martinsburg do here? I mean, we've talked a lot about the free throws not falling, but the bigger story will still be that you didn't do anything from the floor either, you know, and at the end of the day, both of those are big factors here, and you just haven't seen much from the Dogs from the floor this half.
Yeah, they've been held to 8 points in total this second half, and 4 for 10 from the free throw line is abysmal.
Jameer Hunter will try a three. It's too strong off the back iron. Ruest trying to chase down the rebound, tips it out of bounds. So we'll go back to Martinsburg. Height will inbound. He gets it in to Chase Shipley. Over to Avion Blackwood. Shipley and Blackwood playing catch. Far away from the basket, but Martinsburg's going to get into some sort of offense. Shipley does his best to do that, drives in, but his shot is no good. Hunter trying to follow with the rebound, but he couldn't get to it. Cam Wilkes pushes the other way. Wilkes in transition, blocking foul the call, and Wilkes will shoot a pair of free throws.
This is just a weird time right now. Those last two possessions. It's a 14-point lead for Hedgesville, yet Martinsburg's the one slowing it down offensively, trying to get their timing to come back. When time's not on their side, and then quick transition, Hedgesville goes down when they have the 14-point lead. Yes, you got to the free throw line, but I feel like it should be the opposite.
In some ways, yeah, as Cam Wilkes does make that free throw, but I think for Hedgesville, really their offense hasn't been that great. It's just been better than Martinsburg this half. 1 for 2 from the line there.
I don't disagree.
For Wilkes. Avion Blackwood over to Hunter into the high post for Height. And one thing that slowed Martinsburg down is this zone defense for Hedgesville, which seems to really just be the Dogs' kryptonite all year long. Pass down the court to Stephon Barclay. And another foul is called.
Did not see who that foul was on, though, did you?
I did not, no.
Maybe it was against Hunter as he's coming out of the game, but he's had a great game today. A lot of minutes for Jameer Hunter that he's not used to.
Another turnover by the Eagles off the inbound. Shipley dribbling up the court, the left hand. Shipley's shot is good. I think Shipley kind of just ran out of gas, but it's been a really solid night for him. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, haven't gotten any real production from the other guys on the team.
Yeah, he has 21 of the 32 points tonight from Martinsburg.
Here's Jackson West on the wing, down low to Barclay. His shot's no good. Good defense from Height. Jackson Steen trying to provide a spark for the Dogs. McQuay Clark now with the basketball. Over to Shipley. Shipley drives in. He draws a foul. That is the 8th foul on Hedgesville. They'll shoot 1-on-1.
And you can see that Shipley realizes that he probably has to put his team on his shoulders if they want any chance for the rest of this game. But it's tough. You've already had to go out and have now 22 of the 33 points. You need help. I said it at the start. If he gets no help, there's no chance.
They rule this a shooting foul, but nonetheless, Shipley would have earned a second shot anyway. 45-33 our score, 3:31 to go. Second free throw is good for Chase Shipley as well. Now fourth quarter presented to you on TV10 by Parsons Ford, 1400 Shepherdstown Road, and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons, along with WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. West driving baseline over to Bolduc, was wide open for three, throws a head fake in there, gets into the paint, shot no good, but West is there to follow and lay it up and in. Been kind of a quiet night for West, but been reliable when you need him to. 13-point lead for the Eagles. Blackwood, a three, is off the back of the rim. Height grabs the rebound over to Clark. Steen, a three. That's in and out and does fall. Jackson Steen with the rare, what feels like friendly home court roll for the Dogs. First three of the night for Martinsburg. And it comes with just over 2.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Maybe a little too late, but Martinsburg's still in a 10-point game. Ruest kicks it out over to Bolduc. Swing it to Stephon Barclay. Barclay trying to set up the offense. This is where the Eagles can dominate because they are so good at this burning the clocks, looking for the right shot offense. So Martinsburg's got to really come out and guard them and try to force a bad pass before you're going to eventually be forced to foul if you want to keep your shot alive here. Ruest driving into the paint. Lost height, but his shot was no good. Another shot no good. Now Wilmer loses it. Chase Shipley with the steal, and he'll draw a foul, shoot 1-on-1. Fortunately for Shipley and the Dogs, that shot won't count, but that was kind of impressive.
Yeah, it took me aback watching that one go in because I didn't realize he put up the shot.
It looked like he threw it up so effortlessly that it looked like a really interesting shot, but
hey, you don't want to waste the love that you have in you right now. You got to keep it for the final minute 43.
1:43 to go, 47-37. Hedgesville leading Martinsburg. Shipley to the line, 1-1, and his free throw's good. So just a 9-point game. Martinsburg's not out of this thing quite yet. They're going to have to probably press on this inbound. Chase Shipley's second free throw is good as well. Nobody's really there but Ruest, and the Eagles turn it over. Wilmer trying to get it to Ruest. He couldn't track it down, so it's a turnover for Hedgesville. And now an 8-point game. They're going to get Gainey back in. Wilkes heads to the bench. Height to inbound with 1:39 to go in the fourth quarter. And Martinsburg trails by just 8. Shipley off the inbound over to Avion Blackwood. Thought about the 3. Resets. Finds Shipley. Shipley into the lane. Kicks it out. Blackwood. Rhythm 3-pointer is an air ball. Height, though, keeps it alive. Into the hands of Kyrie Bunny. His shot is no good. Fighting for the rebound is Martinsburg. Jump ball called between Wilmer and Shipley. And it will go to the Bulldogs.
I like the sportsmanship there between those two afterwards, dabbing each other up after the hard play.
Height trying to inbound. Gets it into Blackwood. Blackwood into the paint. Tough shot, no good. Whitby trying to grab the rebound. Stephon Barclay secures it for the Eagles. Gets it into the hand of Bolduc. That pass is tipped by Shipley. Bulldogs have it now. Oh, but they couldn't keep it alive. Whitby, though, it went off of Hedgesville, apparently. I thought Whitby had lost control as he went out of bounds, but apparently it went off the Eagles. Cam Wilkes back into the game for Gainey. 1:01 to go. 8-point game still. Avion Blackwood inbounding for Martinsburg. He gets it into Chase Shipley. Dogs got to go, though. Shipley into the lane. Shot is good. Shipley continuing to put the Dogs on his back. It's a 6-point game at 47-41. 45 seconds to go. Cam Wilkes trapped in the backcourt.
You got to foul if you're Martin.
He gets across.
As soon as he gets across, you got to foul.
Too much time going off the clock here. Wilkes just dribbling around.
And you can see the coaches yelling, foul, foul.
Wilmer, and now we will see that foul from Kyrie Bunny. That is his first, the 6th on Martinsburg, so they need to give one more here. If you don't get the steal, you got to foul right away if you're the Bulldogs. With 29 seconds in a 2-possession ball game at 47-41.
Here's the thing. You got 2 guys out there that are JV guys right now for Martinsburg. You got 2 guys out there. They're not used to it. They're not used to it, though. That's the point that I'm trying to make. They're not used to this style, and because they haven't played as much, in their minds, they might not know to foul in this situation. And it was Bunny that entire time that was on him.
47-41, 29 seconds to go. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
41. Hedgesville leading Martinsburg. 29 seconds to go. Eagles have it in the front court. Dogs looking for a turnover here, and it's been kind of an interesting lineup that Martinsburg's been playing with throughout the ball game. Not the guys that we saw as starters, not the guys that we've seen for the majority of the games and minutes played, but it just feels like for whatever reason, the Dogs still don't really know their rotation. And in crucial situations, you see young guys out there. You see guys that haven't been on the team at times, like Jameer Hunter. But, hey, those guys have played hard, so I guess that's kind of what Coach Rogers is looking for the most. Ruess to the rack. Tough shot. Dogs get a perfect possession there. Shipley pulls up for 3. No good, but rebounded by Whitby. That's not there. Shipley grabs the long rebound. Shipley into the lane. Lost control of it on his way up. It will go to Martinsburg. 11 seconds left. It's a 6-point game, Colin.
Great defense by Wilkes. Wilkes got his hand in there to snatch that one out of Shipley's hand so he didn't have that layup.
Hunter trying to get the inbound in. Trying to find Shipley, but Barkley gets away with it. Barkley lays it up. And that pretty much puts it away. Whitby crossing half court, 4 seconds. Hunter for the 3, that won't matter. Shot no good. And Hedgesville gets the win And the biggest rivalry in the EPAC, they sweep the Bulldogs in the regular season, 49-41. Colin, your initial thoughts on this one?
What a disappointing night if you're a Martinsburg Bulldogs fan. You look at your starters, 3 of them, Clark, Whitby, Baker, no points.
Yeah.
None.
Not going to win too many games when 3 of your starters don't score, and not all those guys were in foul trouble the entire time either. So, tough night for Martinsburg. Definitely, though, a good win for Hedgesville, but I still feel like this team can play better too. And I think that's what they're going to probably preach to us in the post-game interview from head coach Kelly Church as we wait for Dylan to get a hold of him. And it looks like Dylan now has Coach Church, but, he's a guy that, community guy, talking with Chase Shipley, all sorts of people, so it may take him a little bit to get with Dylan.
Grab a water, too, after coaching really hard, as usual.
We'll wait for him to be ready, and now we'll send it to Dylan Bishop.
All right, Coach, guys, points were hard to come up on the board tonight, but you were able to get your stops when you needed to, got enough points up on the board. What was the difference tonight to get the win?
I thought we played really, really well defensively at times. Other times, not so much. Again, this will sound kind of cliche and silly, but it looked at times like we were trying to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. I have no idea what we were thinking sometimes. But with that being said, Martinsburg High School on the road, I know they're not having as good of a year as they usually do. I have a great coaching staff. Their kids play really, really hard. I'm just happy to get out of here with a victory.
What do you want to see your team improve on when it comes to offense tonight? Get yourself more than an 8-point victory. Get yourself above 49 points.
I'm fine with half-a-point victories, so I'm not that guy. I don't. It's not about. You know what, man? We didn't do some things right tonight, but I thought our kids played hard. I thought they seemed like they were having fun most of the time. At times, maybe too much fun. But they played together. We stuck together. Made some untimely decisions down the stretch, and that's something we have to get better at. But I'm extremely proud of our team, our fans, and Martinsburg fans. And a long time ago, I used to come into this building, and it wasn't just hostile. It was abrupt and rude. And I guess I've been doing it long enough where everybody from the athletic director to, and I'd be saying the same thing if we had lost, except for you wouldn't interview me. But great guys. I thought it was a really, really good game. They didn't shoot very well. We're fortunate to get out.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Congrats on the win.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dylan, and thank you, Coach Church, as well. Always a good interview with Coach Kelly Church, but we'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have the Palace Lounge post-game show. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Hello, this is Mark Sutton of the Sutton & Janelle Law Firm. The right attorney can make all the difference in your case. That's why you should call Sutton & Janelle. We have been serving clients in West Virginia and Maryland since 1999 in the areas of family law, DUI, criminal defense, and personal injury. Sutton & Janelle works hard to obtain a favorable outcome for you at a reasonable rate with affordable payment options. Sutton & Janelle values your rights and is passionate about your success. Contact us today at suttonandjanelle.com.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily.
Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
A 41.
Okay. We welcome you back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Colin McLaughlin. Our final score, Hedgesville 49, Martinsburg 41. As we get into the Palace Lounge post-game show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. With a full lunch and dinner menu in a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out their menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. As we'll just continue to recap this one and get into our game stats. Brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South Inwood. Taking care of you like nobody's business. We'll start with the Bulldogs, as it was 7 points for Avion Blackwood, 3 from Jackson Steen. His three-pointer in the fourth quarter was the only three-pointer tonight from Martinsburg. 27 from Chase Shipley. He had 27 of the 41. And then 4 points for Jameer Hunter here tonight. So not a whole lot of scoring for the Bulldogs. On the Hedgesville side, it was 11 from Stephon Barclay, 20 from Cam Wilkes, 6 for Jackson West, 8 for Christian Bolduc, and 4 for Tay Wilmer. Colin, an interesting game. It was 28-22 at the half, relatively high scoring, and then second half, these two teams had a pretty rough third quarter and really a rough second half. It looked like both teams were kind of sloppy throughout. That allowed Martinsburg eventually to get back into it, but, without Chase Shipley, this is a complete beatdown. Luckily for Martinsburg, they do have Shipley.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Chase Shipley putting Martinsburg on his back and doing the absolute best he could to keep them in this, it would have been absolutely ugly. 4 guys in total tonight score for Martinsburg. 7 points off the bench because Steen had a 3, Hunter had 4 points. Blackwood with only 7 points. That's unusual for him. And then Clark, Whitby, and Baker all to go scoreless tonight. If Martinsburg hasn't had it already, I think it's time for a come-to-Jesus moment.
Yeah, it's definitely been tough for the Bulldogs as of late to get consistency out of their young team. But that's kind of what we expected this year. And to be fair, Hedgesville only had 5 guys score tonight, but really didn't use their bench too often, which is kind of surprising. We really didn't see many of the role players get a whole lot of playing time. So when you consider that, Martinsburg used pretty much everybody and really couldn't get anything out of anybody besides Chase Shipley on a consistency level here tonight. So, that ends up being the difference in the game. But let's go ahead and get into our awards portion of the post-game show. We will start with the moment of the game, brought to you by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Colin, what is your moment of the game?
My moment of the game was Stephon Barclay with back-to-back layups to not only end the 5-0 Martinsburg run in that third quarter, but start the 11-0 run for Hedgesville, which at that point you kind of knew this one was over. So that's my moment of the game.
It definitely was a game-changing moment for the former Bulldog. What about your rejection of the game? Brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. What is your rejection of the game?
Honestly, I think this was the only rejection in the game. It was in the third quarter. It was Jackson West down low rejecting a layup, unless there was another one I think John remembers, but that's the only one that really stood out to me. So that's my rejection of the game was Ruest in the third.
I think Ruest had one early, too. That might have been the one that John was referring to on Shipley, I think it was, on a transition basket. That was a pretty impressive one as well. But I like both of those choices. So Jackson Ruest getting 2 rejections of the game. How about that, Colin?
Right,
and then
like
finally, we'll
Does he
get
2 ice creams?
Sure. 2 more slices of pizza.
Ooh.
Helped his vertical potentially. But finally, our player of the game brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. Finally, Colin, who's your player of the game? Are you going to do it?
I really wanted to do it and give it to Chase Shipley for a 27-point night and really carrying Martinsburg. And you know what? I'm going to do it. I was about to say Wilkes, but even though Martinsburg lost, you still got to recognize how well Chase Shipley did tonight to put Martinsburg on his back and be the only reason why they were in this game. So because of that, he deserves it.
And you want to honor Chuck Howley as well, the only player to ever win Super Bowl MVP on the losing side. And he's a Wheeling native and a WVU alum.
Exactly.
So it's Super Bowl week. Why not throw it in and have a similar thing here tonight between Hedgesville and Martinsburg?
There we go.
I think it's fair, right? But maybe not. Cam Wilkes did score 20, and he was the only guy above 15 points or above 11 points for
he got the win, okay?
For the Eagles. All right.
He'll
whatever.
be okay with that.
Colin's got the no child left behind with the MVP there.
Let's not get into politics.
Yeah, I guess you could call it politics. I don't know. But anyway, that wraps it up here for our crew. Dylan Bishop, John Allerton, Colin McLaughlin. I'm Nick Verzolini, Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. Once again, your final score, Hedgesville 49, Martinsburg 41. Stay tuned for Spencer, who will have an update on a very close game between Spring Mills and Musselman tonight. That's coming up after this break. This is West Virginia High School Boys Basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Have a good weekend, everyone.
On the Sports Mix, you'll hear interviews with prestigious guests.
Since you had that reunion, do you have a favorite memory from that season or maybe a funny story you'd like to share with our audience?
John Madden, the late, great John Madden, came out to our practice on, Thursday. He turned to those guys and he said, this game ain't going to be close. These guys are going to kill Buffalo.
Tune into the Sports Mix, weekdays from 12 to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR, FM 106.5, AM 740, TV10, and streaming live on the TV10 Facebook page.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Catch the excitement of high school basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10, featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference.
Barclay's got the steal all by himself. He'll go up for the two-handed slam dunk.
All 6 EPAC schools, regular season and postseason, live here.
Now over to Clark from 3, and that's good. LeClay Clark nails it.
To start the fourth quarter for Musselman. Slick now driving the right side, and it is rejected by foul.
Your home for local sports is right here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
Welcome in to the post-game scoreboard show brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company, where when it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to FMIWV.com. Final in this one, Hedgesville 49, Martinsburg 41, an 8-point ball game there. Do not have the latest update besides it was headed to overtime down in Inwood between Spring Mills and Musselman. I'll try to get an update here in that game, and then we'll go to we'll talk about what's coming up on the radio this weekend, as well as what other things going on around the country right now, and then I'll hopefully leave you with a final from Inwood. But down in Jefferson County on senior night for the Cougars, they got a 90-52 victory over Washington. Not surprising in that one, as Jefferson is trying to get back on top after 2 losses this week down at West Virginia State, but trying to get an update from game in Inwood. We'll look at between Musselman and Spring Mills. We'll look around the country in men's college hoops. Just one top 25 game going on right now. With 9 seconds left, Xavier down to Butler. Xavier, the number 13 team in the country, down 67-66. They're actually down 14 at halftime. And they have come all the way back to score 45 in the second half to outscore them 45-32. But we're about 9 seconds left in this one, last check. And Butler could get the big upset there in the Big East and change some things in the top 15 here as we get an update. As Musselman knocked off Spring Mills 47-45. Back-to-back weeks the Applemen have knocked off superior opponents. And they got Troy Woolston back. You got Matt Mahood. You got all you guys playing at the right time. This could be the time for the Musselman Applemen. We'll actually have them on Monday as they come up to Martinsburg to take on the Bulldogs, and that should be an interesting one as Musselman gets the win 47-45. And that is huge, folks, as that kind of turns the tables of where things are. I mean, we knew that they were going to get the number 2 seed most likely in Section 2, but that changed kind of the postseason projections where they could, if Spring Mills falters, it could be Musselman headed back to Charleston this year, but obviously things still, the rest of the season still has to shake out. Let's look around the country. We'll go to NBA right now. No games have gone to final yet, but there's one with 7:30 left in the contest. Pistons on top of the Spurs 100-92 with 5:04 left in the contest. 109 the Suns lead the Pacers 109-91. The Pacers, though, they'll have a back-to-back. We'll talk about that momentarily. 3:17 left in the contest. The 76ers on top of the Knicks 111-103 with 3:32 left in the third quarter. The Celtics have a solid lead over the Hornets 94-72. 3:07 left in the third. It's an 86-75 lead for the Raptors over the Jazz. Just halftime, just hitting between the Rockets and the Heat. It's a 2-point lead for the Heat, 58-56, as the Rockets 13-42 coming into the contest. The Heat at 30-25, trying to wreak some havoc to the Heat tonight. Also at halftime, the Grizzlies are on top of the Timberwolves, 69-58. Games that are going to get going later on tonight. 10 p.m. starts for these 3 games, and then a 10:30 start we'll get to in a second. 10 p.m. on ESPN, Cavaliers at Pelicans. 10 p.m. the Thunder at the Trailblazers, 10 p.m. as well. Mavericks at Kings, and to round out the night at 10:30, the Bucks are at the Clippers. We'll move on to the NHL. No games gone final yet, but with 11:22 left in the contest, the Maple Leafs are blanking the Blue Jackets 3-0 with 12:41 left. It's the Rangers 5, the Kraken 3, just getting going recently here. Probably, I'd say, at 8:30. That would make sense. Maybe 8:45. 2:14 left in the first period. The Coyotes lead the Blackhawks 2-1. Later on tonight, 10 p.m. on the West Coast, the Ducks host the Penguins. But we'll look ahead at the weekend. It's a triple header on Talk Radio WRNR 106.5 FM AM 740 tomorrow. Only on the linear radio. You won't be able to listen on the live stream. It will be first at 11 a.m. The Mountaineers, they take on the number 5 Texas Longhorns. That's 11 a.m. pregame, 12 p.m. tip-off. Then at 3:30, puck drop between the Capitals as they travel to Boston to take on the Bruins. That is a 3:30 puck drop, 3:15 pregame. And to round out the night, a 7 p.m. tip-off between the Wizards and the Pacers. We just mentioned the Pacers have a game tonight, so it'll be tough for their back-to-back, but the Wizards and Pacers, 7 p.m., 6:45 pregame. Then Sunday, it will be none other than the Super Bowl. Super Bowl Sunday coming up, and it's a full day of festivities from Westwood One's coverage of the NFL right here on Talk Radio WRNR 106.5 FM AM 740. Again, only on the radio. Only on the radio Sunday you can hear the Super Bowl. It all begins at 2 p.m. with the Super Bowl preview of NFL Preview. that edition of NFL Preview. Then 3 p.m., Super Bowl Insider, the Super Bowl edition of NFL Insider. Then at 4 p.m., Super Sunday pregame show, the 1-hour pregame show, and the game broadcast will begin at 5 p.m. On the call will be Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner. The rules analyst will be Gene Sterator. Sideline reporters Mike Golick, Laura Oakman. Pregame, halftime, and postgame host will be Scott Graham. That's a 6:30 kickoff in Glendale, Arizona, between the Chiefs and the Eagles. If you want to hear our predictions, go to the podcast. Anywhere you get your podcast, look up the Sports Mix with Spencer and Nick. But we do have a final from the only ranked game in college hoops. It is an upset. Butler gets the 69-67 victory over Xavier. That's a big upset there in the Big East. Would imagine that could drop Xavier to 20 at least in Monday's top 25 poll. But once again, the final scores tonight, we'll get you out of here on this. It was Hedgesville defeating Martinsburg 49-41 in regulation. Then the late game that we just got for you in overtime. Shout out to people down there in Musselman giving us the score, as it is 47-46. The Musselman or 47-45, as the Musselman Applemen defeat the Spring Mills Cardinals. That is a huge upset. Shout out to Brian Horner for the update. In overtime, Musselman now has back-to-back wins against superior teams on back-to-back Fridays. They'll have to do it again tomorrow at 5:30. They host Elkins in a makeup from before Christmas. The only other game tonight, Jefferson rolls over Washington 90-52 on senior night, but that will do it for me here on the Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company post-game and one scoreboard show. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. For our crew tonight, Dylan Bishop, John Alderton, Colin McLaughlin, Nick Verzolini, I'm Spencer Dupuis saying so long. We'll talk to you at 12:08 on the Sports Mix on Monday. We'll have more EPAC Hoops action. 4 games next week, 3 boys and 1 girls. Stay tuned for that next week. This has been a presentation of EPAC Hoops on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, CMA Honda of Winchester, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Hagerstown Ford, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.